All right, so I thought at this point it might be nice to kind of share exactly what, continued Unit 1 began Unit 1 review, what that kind of thing means. What am I actually doing when I'm doing these morning study sessions? And this is something I wish some of the language learners that I followed had done to really give you a deeper insight into what's going on. So I haven't planned this at all. This is just a sit-in on one of my usual morning study sessions. So usually I get started studying sometime between 7 and 7:05, usually closer to 7. Today it's 7:05 because I just did a bit of tidying up and organising to make this session happen. And then I'll run through till 7:20, and at 7:20 I'll switch back to previous recording. These are the Burmese by ear recordings. So today we're starting on, well, in the morning I would usually go to my sticky and go, okay, we're up to Burmese 2.1 numbers. So I'd come in here and then I'd go, okay, where are we up to? We're up to 2.1 numbers. And so usually I'll start there. That's 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute. So, we'll probably get somewhere down here into 2.3 or so, and maybe into 2.4. And then when 7:20 rolls around, I'll usually switch back to one of these earlier episodes and just kind of passively listen to that while I go and brush my teeth, get ready for the day a little bit. So let's dive into it. Pull up the booklet and 2.1 numbers. I'm not as confident with the numbers as I am with the other things, and I haven't been focusing as much on them. But it's definitely something that I should be focusing on because I'm going to be going to Myanmar for a maths teaching placement. So let's see how we go.
2.1 numbers. Some shops and parks and tourist sites require foreigners to pay in dollars. The Burmese for dollar is dora, and dollars are counted in much the same way as jats. Try these phrases after the tape.
Da belaule.
Da belaule. Belaule means how many or how much.
$45 ba.
$45 ba. $45 ba. I don't know what that is. Something $100.
Here are some other dollar figures. Repeat the price after the tape and then say how much it is in English.
$4.
$4. Okay.
$4.
$15.
$15. $15. Tens. $5. $15.
$15.
$68.
Chelsea. $6. Chelsea. What's Chelsea? Maybe 60. Set. Chelsea. Set. 67.
$68.
$29.
Na. Set. Go. $29.
$29.
$183.
They are gonna sit down. Gonna sit 73. They are okay. Must be this one. 100. 100. They are gonna sit down. $173.
$173. There is one way in which counting in dollars is not exactly the same as counting in jats.
Love this guy.
Say these prices after the tape and listen for the odd one out.
$59.
$9 $29.
$60.
$60. Okay, so it sounds like the pattern is when there's a rounded number, like Chelsea, you say dollar first.
60 dollar.
Chelsea the dollar. Chelsea the dollar. Or maybe you can say Chelsea the I'm not sure what that is. No, I'm not actually looking at this at the moment. I've got my eyes closed and I'm just thinking.
And so on. As you heard, the number normally comes before the word dollar. But when you've got a round number, that's any number ending in a 0, like the number 60 in this example, then the number comes after the word dollar.
Okay. And it was easy. It might sound like I picked out that rule out of nowhere there, but it led on from something we learnt previously, which is when you're saying an amount of money, when it's a rounded number, you don't actually have to say, I've forgotten the word for money in Burmese now, but you don't have to say that. So it wasn't magical.
Not Chelsea dollar, but dollar Chelsea. Here are some round numbers for practice in 2.1 numbers. How do you say $80?
Dollar shi set. There's two types of endings for tens. One's Z, one's set. I can't remember what the rule is for which one. Dollar shi set. I'm going to go with S. Set.
Dollar 80.
$900.
Dollar Goya.
Dollar Goya.
$3,000.
Dollar Dong. Dong.
Dollar 300.
I'm getting pretty confused with that. Dong and dong. Dong dong. One's 3 and one's 1,000. Dollar dong dong.
This is a rule that applies to anything you count. Dollars, baht, pounds, miles, minutes, cupfuls, platefuls, people, animals, everything. We call it the round number rule, and it has one exception. Mathematically, 10 is a round number, and it ought logically to come after the noun it's counting, like all the other round numbers. But linguistically, the number 10 breaks the rule and comes before the noun. So you don't say dollar de se, which you would expect, but instead you say $6.
$6.
Here's some practice. How do you say $8?
$10.
$10.
$10.
$25.
나제 nga dollar.
25 dollar.
Nazanga dollar.
$40.
Dollar leze.
Dollar 40.
Dollar
$17.
sekune dollar.
Second dollar.
Sekune. So I said sekune dollar.
$100.
Dollar. Tea.
Dollar Dea.
And last,
I'm doing high-low tone. Tea when it should be tea. Dollar tea.
take care with this one. $10.
Tase dollar.
$10.
$10.
Two-
Why isn't it tase? I've forgotten. The number for 10 is tase. I remember that because it sounds like Tassie, which is where I'm from. So that's a mnemonic for you.
2.1 numbers. Some shop.
Okay, we're on repeat 1. We don't want to be on repeat 1. 2.2.
Lesson 2.2. So far you've been talking about what you ate and drank and what you like and need, but you haven't yet had to say anything about what you're going to do. Listen to this. I drank a Pepsi.
Pepsi တောက်ပါတယ်
I'm going to drink a Pepsi.
Pepsi သောက်မယ်
Okay, I'm going to have a look at that. I always have a look at the pronunciation of new words, or the, I want to say pinyin, because pinyin is the Chinese version of the romanization of the language. This is the Burmese script. But I always look at the romanization just so I can get my head around it.
So to change I drank to I'm going to drink, you change thau pa de into thau me.
Okay, now I'm going to stop and look for what. Here we go. Thokbare. Thokbame. Is that what he said?
Bade into Thokme.
Thokbare.
In the same way you can
Thokme.
change Sabade into Same. Mabade into Mame.
Let's just have a look at. I'm
And
sure
so
we'll
on.
get to it.
Repeat these sentences after the tape and say what they mean in English.
So each of,
sandwich စားမယ်
so each of these. Where did we just go? Must be up here. Okay, so each of these lessons, first it's got, and I noticed I've only got 5 minutes left. They've got introduction, and that'll be at the start, and then at the end it will have examples where it gets you to do call and response. It will do call and you will do response. So I know that some revision will come later on, so it's good to just kind of do this first pass through the vocab and try to get your head around it, and then revision comes later. And spaced repetition of, that is repetition of the vocabulary and sentences from previous units or lessons will be in this section. So that's a really good way. That's really excellent as well.
I'm going to eat a sandwich.
ကော်ဖီတောက်မယ်
Coffee thought me.
I'm going to drink coffee. How would you say, I'm going to eat a biscuit?
Coffee? No. Biscuit?
biscuit စားမယ်
I'm going to drink Fanta.
Same.
ဖန်တာတောက်မယ်
I'm going to order a hamburger.
Hamburger.
hamburger မှာမယ်
Okay, what's the difference between man and sa?
When you ask questions about what people are going to do, the me weakens to m. Try these questions after the tape. Are you going to order pudding?
ပူဒင်းမှာမလား
Mama.
What are you going to eat?
ဘာစားမလဲ
Remember that a what question ends in le. For lesson 2.2, how would you say, what are you going to drink?
Okay, I have no idea where we are. I'm going
What
to start
you're
the
going to
section
do.
again.
Listen to this. I drank a Pepsi.
Pepsi တောက်ပါတယ်
I'm going to drink a Pepsi.
ပက်ဆီတောက်မယ်
So to
Pepsi
change I
thought
drank to
bade.
I'm
Pepsi
going to
thought
drink.
me. Pepsi thought bade. Pepsi thought me. Bade means like, I don't know. I'm kind of interpreting it as like it happened. Thought bade. Thought me. Thought bade. Thought me. Pepsi thought. Thought. I've actually forgotten that drinks means drink. Thought means drink, but yeah, there we go. Thought. Pepsi thought bade. Pepsi thought ma. Male.
You change thought bade into thought me.
Thought me.
In the
Thought
same way
me.
you can
And so, drank. Now let's make up a mnemonic. Thought me. Thought me. Thought me. Thought me. Where sounds like a bit like mare. Thought. And a bit like dog. Thought me. Thought me. Thank me. Thought. Thou. Thought me. Thought me. Pepsi thought me. No, the thought is the drink. So I just have to have the me. It's like, you could be like, oh, do you want a Pepsi? It's like, ah, man, I already drank one.
change sabade into same.
Now, sa must be eat. So this was in a previous lesson, but I'd forgotten it. So thought me is drank. Thought sa me is ate. Let's test that. Drank, drink, thought dale. Thought drink, sa, thought drink, drank, thought, thought pare, thought pare. Why is that drank? I thought me was drank. Sa is eat. Alright.
Mabade into mame, and so on.
Mame.
Repeat these sentences after the tape and say what they mean in English.
sandwich စားမယ်
I ate a sandwich.
I'm going to eat a sandwich.
What?
ကော်ဖီ သောက်မယ်
coffee တောက်မယ် is met going to eat. Okay, I'm going to have a look at that. See, it's my alarm. So it's finished Burmese. Okay, so you can see how messy it can be sometimes. So that was a session. What did we get through? We only got through numbers and a bit of this session. And so now I'll go to my notes and I'll say up to 2.2. And that's where I'll start. So I'll usually do a bit of overlap every day. And now what I'd do is I'd go back to something like 2.1 and I'd just put that on while I get ready for the day. That was probably the most unsatisfying study session I've done so far. I got super confused about that stuff in terms of going to do, want to do, and did. Or going to and did. But that's okay. I'll get stuck in tomorrow.